The men's basketball team won a tight contest against Tiffin at home as they come away with a 76-75 win. Joining us now is head coach Rick Wesley to talk about it. Before we talk about that, Coach, 4 up, 4 down for you at this point. Just assess your season so far. Obviously, there's one game in there that's pretty interesting, the 4 overtime game against Ashland. I guess Grand Valley did have one other 4 overtime game, but it was back in 1983, so that's kind of a rarity for something like that to happen.
Yeah, we've had a kind of a mixed bag, some good moments, some not so good moments. We've had a very tough schedule. We had 6 of our first 7 on the road, 2 tough tournaments, split both tournaments, tough start to the GLIAC going on the road. Starting off with a very, very good Ashland team. Didn't play well early in the game, made a tremendous comeback, had several opportunities to, maybe win the game, and just couldn't get it done. In the end, it was a 4 overtime at the buzzer loss, which I can't even tell you how difficult that was. And I think that that carried over to the next game, the Saturday game, where we just didn't have any energy more than anything else. So kind of a tough start for us for the GLIAC, but coming back and getting this win against Tiffin hopefully rights the ship and gives us a little momentum as we move forward.
Yeah, here's the highlights right here. Let's check in. You had an 8-day layoff between games. Did that affect your team at all going into this game, do you think?
Well, first of all, I had to live with the tough 2-game stretch where we lost, and then add to that we had exams. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But at the same time, we changed some things in our lineup, worked on some changes in our offense. I don't know if that it was readily apparent, but I do think we got better during the course of the week, and fortunately we came off with a good, close, tough, hard-fought win here.
Tiffin led the entire first half in this basketball game. Your team was able to throw a few runs at them, but at least for the first half, Tiffin seemed to kind of hold your team at bay a little bit. A little frustrating?
Well, they're a tough team. They could have easily been 2-0 coming in here. They had lost 2 close games. They're very big. They sit back in the zone, kind of protect the basket. You see there, it's hard to score around the basket. They got some real good length. And then offensively, they're very much a tempo team. They kind of grind it out. They take time off the clock. So it's really hard to get going against them. So, I wasn't surprised. The game probably went about the way we thought. We're just happy that again, you see when you get around the basket, they've got a lot of tall guys. I thought in the second half we went a little bit small and made some threes, so we didn't really go toe-to-toe with their size, and we were able to find some opportunities on the outside.
A couple of good games here from a few of your players. Ricky Carbajal, double-double, 22 and 12 for you. Maybe more importantly, he was 8 for 8 from the free throw line, because it was the free throw line at the end of this game that really got you the victory.
Yeah, no question. Close games, you got to make free throws. That hurt us in the 4 overtime loss. And in this game, coming down the stretch, Luke Reiskamp knocked a couple in. Ricky was solid. That's so important. And Ricky's been playing well. Every night he's pretty consistent. He's getting 16 to 18 points, 8 or 9 rebounds. He's our most consistent player right now, and we really look for him to produce on a nightly basis.
Now, your team was down 9, 37-28 early in the second half, but then you threw an 11-2 run at them to tie the game at 39. That was a very important stretch for your team in this game, right?
Well, no question. You got to have some runs. If you're going to win games, you got to have some stretches where you outplay the opponent. And I think that here's Darren Kaputska. Darren had a good game. We moved him to the bench to change his role a little bit. He's one of our best shooters. Hasn't been getting great shots, and I thought the role we played him in this game really helped him. So again, the threes were probably the difference. Their size, length, and we weren't going to get easy opportunities around the bucket. We had to hit from the outside, and fortunately we did.
You play a close game like this, 1-point win, it's interesting to really look at the stat page because some interesting areas pop out. We could talk about the free throw shooting and how important that was. There's no doubt it was. But you won in other areas too. Bench scoring, you outscored them 33-19. That was a huge a component in this victory. And second chance points, 19-10. I mean, there you go right there. There's some big numbers for you.
Well, with Darren Kaputska coming off the bench now, he's like a starter for us, and Luke Reiskamp, same thing. So, it's sort of a hope of ours that our bench and our scoring production come up the bench will be strong with those 2 guys. They come in, they really give us a lift, a bit of a pop coming off the bench. So that's a real positive. Hopefully it's rotation that will continue to work.
All right, a couple of games this week before the holiday break. You got Ohio Dominican tomorrow night, so right away back to work, and then Purdue University North Central Saturday afternoon in Allendale. Size us up these two opponents for us.
Well, again, we're trying to get some momentum. You know, we're on a one-game winning streak, so it's super important we come back. GLIAC game, Ohio Dominican is a team that gave us a tough battle down there at their place last year. So we need to build on this game here against Tiffin and come back and play as well, if not better. And then Saturday is that last game before you go on Christmas break. And you know, any coach will tell you his enjoyment of the Christmas holidays is directly related to how they play in their last game. So hopefully we can come out and finish it off. It'll be tough. Students are gone quite often. That's not the most exciting game of the year, but it's an important one for us to go home with some momentum and enjoy the holidays.
All right, Rick, enjoy the holidays. Good luck in your games this week.
Thank you.
You bet. Next up, Janelle Burgess will be here to review the week in women's basketball.